What is the worst thing about Call of Duty Modern Warfare's maps? Now, listen, that question will be answered very shortly into this video. However, I want to go over the reasons why the maps are actually great and why some of you are wrong, and then we'll get into the actual biggest problem about the maps. This video will also be divided into separate parts, so each section will have their own part and we will talk about it. So yeah, let's get on with it. I think the biggest great thing that's come out of this game is that every single map has a use for every single weapon. Let me give you an example. For example, on a map like Gustav Cannon from World War II, that map is mainly just dominated by snipers. Like, you're almost forced to use a sniper or you will fail on that map, except if you went into the middle. And for another example, like Nuketown is mainly dominated by SMGs and shotguns. If you try to use a sniper on that map, except for maybe in the window, you most likely will die and not do as good. On this game, there is a spot in every single map that has a use for every single gun. So now you don't have to actually stick with just one gun. You can use any of them on any map because now that every map has a use. Let's look at a couple maps. So the first map we're going to look at is Euphrates Bridge. Now, I know a bunch of people on Twitter and Reddit fucking hate this map, mainly because there's snipers and camping, almost like snipers are supposed to fucking camp. Have you never played Call of Duty? Anyways, let's look at this map. So now you can already see that every line of sight already has a sniper angle, and you're like, well, this map must be mainly dominated. Well, if you look around at the area I'm at right now, I mean, you can pretty much use an AR or SMG. Now that I'm going towards this area, it's going to be more towards a sniper, but you can still kind of use an AR in this area. You go onto the bridge, and of course, you got more little areas for sniping, but you do got this little closer area where you can use an AR and possibly an SMG at. Now, if you look as we get down closer, you could definitely use an SMG, AR, or shotgun in this area. Especially on this bridge, like, you don't have to be forced to use a sniper no longer. Now you can use an AR, SMG, and I will tell you, a bunch of people do go onto the bridge in those areas. You go back to one of the side of the maps, you got this little area everybody hates because snipers use it, but it's still a little area you can use for sniping, even some AR. Sorry if the gameplay's a little fucked, my Elgato fucked up, but it's still useful gameplay. But you can snipe from this little area right here. You can snipe from here. Now, the next map we're going to look at is Garzna Raid. I think that's how you pronounce it. And also, a lot of people hate this map. Again, for campers. You're going to notice a lot of the time I'm going to say because of campers. And I will get to that point later on in this video. Now, already you can see you can pretty much use an SMG, AR, shotgun right in that area. You get this little path over here, AR, shotgun, and you look down to the left, you get this long little road where you can just snipe people from. You can already see you can use literally any gun to kill people with on this map. Most maps you're stuck with a little 3-lane path that you're either using, it's either dominated by ARs or SMGs. Again, sorry if the gameplay's a little fucked. Again, my Elgato's kind of shit. But just look, and then you got this little area right here, shotguns, ARs. You go up here, you can use these windows, and people again are like, oh, these fucking campers. Again, I will get to that point later. Well, look, you got this little window you can kill people from. Just this amazing map where you can just use any type of gun and not be forced to be stuck with some fucking shitty gun. And then back behind one of these buildings, you can get up here and snipe people from here and use an AR. Just look at this little view you got right here where you can just pretty much kill anybody. I mean, again, this is a smaller map, and again, you can still use any weapon you want, really. Finally, we no longer have these tight maps with 3 lanes where snipers now have to run and gun and no scope and quick scope, or shotguns dominate because it's all close quarters, and SMGs now have to become ARs because of how kind of expanded some of these maps are. And it's just almost perfect, this game, with the maps, the variety for guns. You can use any gun on any map and almost not struggle. I am so happy for this change. I can't even tell you. I am so tired of the boring and repetitiveness of 3-lane maps. And I know so many people on Twitter are like, why did you get rid of 3-lane maps? Like, nobody complained about them. Well, I did, because they're fucking boring as shit, okay? You either go down 1, 2, or 3, and the first person to shoot wins. There was no height advantage, there was no low advantage, there was nothing. You either go left, middle, right, and whoever shoots first wins the battle. It's so boring and so stupid. I hate 3-lane maps. Thank God. Let me give you an example of some shitty 3-lane maps and explain why they're absolute garbage. Now, the first map we're going to look at is Payload on Black Ops 4. Now, all these maps are going to be Black Ops 4, but even if you go back to Black Ops 3, and I will show you a Black Ops 1 map, actually, that shows it's a 3-lane boring-ass map. Now, if we look at this map, oh, look. Well, first I fucking suck at aiming, that's what happens. So we look over here. This map is actually one of the better maps. It's kind of a 4-lane map. But if you look at it closely, it's still a small little ass map that doesn't incorporate all the weapons. This map is mainly a SMG AR map. You can possibly use a sniper. Shotguns are okay on this map. LMGs, I guess, are okay, but the main thing is ARs and SMG. If you just look, I mean, this map is just a small little 4-lane map that's nothing special, and this map is very forgettable. I mean, I barely even remember the name. I had to fucking go back and look at the name before I started recording this voiceover. Now, next we have Frequency, and already when you start, you kind of got a little sniper angle, but nobody goes back here unless you're spawning. And look, you already got 3 lanes to start off with. And you're like, okay, maybe there's a sniper path or an LMG. No, this map is dominated by ARs and SMGs. It can be dominated by LMGs in the windows, but that's really it. You can't really use a shotgun on this map, or you will most likely die. Snipers are okay on this map at some angles, but it's very rare you'll get a good sniping position. I mean, it's just a boring 3-lane map, and if you look at it, it's so condensed. There's like barely any openings and outlines. You're just in this small, tight little area, and it's a completely ass map. Now, I want to look at a Black Ops 1 map, and I know the gameplay is Black Ops 4, but it's still the same fucking map, so it doesn't matter. And I would go back to Black Ops 1, but I don't have it downloaded, so I'm not going to waste my time. However, if you even go back to a Black Ops 1 map, it is this 3-lane map that is repetitive. You go as far back as Black Ops 1, and you have this 3-lane map that is dominated by ARs, SMGs, and maybe shotguns. But that's very rare. I mean, just look at this map. I mean, you just look to start with. I mean, look at my terrible aim first off, but look. You got that way to the left. You got this forward way that takes you to a front side right here into the building, and then you have this right side. Just a boring 3-lane map. Nothing special at all. I mean, there's these couple places. I mean, you had the little gondola thing, but even then, it's not really that impressive, and it's nothing cool. I mean, you go back, it's Black Ops 1, and you got these ass maps. I mean, you even go back as far as Black Ops 1 with a map like Summit, and it's this half-baked 3-lane map. I mean, and it's one of the fan favorites. I just don't get it. I mean, it's 3 lanes. It's repetitive, and we've been playing the same shit for the last, 10 years? I mean, some of the maps on older games are more open than some of the maps on Black Ops 4. But even most maps are still 3-lane in this boring, repetitive bullshit. Now, this isn't a good thing, and I said I would talk about the good things at first, but I really just want to talk about this because it's a thing I have to say. People are complaining that this game is bad and the maps are awful because of campers. Because of campers. It's almost as if all the people that are complaining about campers have never played a Call of Duty before Infinite Warfare and have never played any other game besides Call of Duty and fucking Halo. Now, no hate to Halo. I mean, Halo's great, and I mean, the past Call of Duties are great. But are you kidding me? Has everybody just forgot about the games before Black Ops 3, before Advanced Warfare? People used to camp all the time on the other games. Even on Black Ops 4, people camp. And we're complaining about the maps are bad because of campers. I mean, are you kidding me? Have you never played Battlefield? Have you never played Rainbow Six Siege? Well, Rainbow Six Siege is all about strategy. Well, how about Black Ops? How about Modern Warfare? Let's not run out into the open like a bunch of fucking retards. Because that's what half of us are doing. And those are the same people going out there and complaining. They sit there and they're like, well, look around. All right, I guess there's nobody out there. Let me just fucking run out and just start spraying my SMG without fucking even giving a care. Like, people, I just don't get it. I don't, like, have they never played a Call of Duty game? I mean, there's always been campers. There will always be campers in video games. Does not matter. There will always. And then people are also going to have the audacity to say, well, on a map like Euphrates Bridge, there's so many snipers always camping. It's almost as if they're actually using a sniper properly and not going out there drinking fucking G Fuel and quick scoping. Has the COD community really stooped this low where we're just complaining about the maps are awful because of campers? Campers? I mean, literally every Call of Duty has campers. How does that make the maps terrible? Well, people bring up, well, the maps are forcing people to camp. Let's look at a map like Favela from Modern Warfare, I think 2 or 3, I can't remember. Remember how many houses there were and how many rooms there were? I mean, are you kidding me? That map is a camping crazy house. But that's apparently a fan favorite map. But this game, I see one camper I see one camper in the window using a sniper. I'm gonna fucking complain and say these are the worst maps because I saw a sniper camping. But in case you're an idiot or just stoop low, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to fucking not get killed by campers every single time. And even people who aren't stupid and don't get killed by campers every time, I'm gonna show you something that's useful. I know this gameplay is laggy, it's because my internet's shit. But I'm gonna tell you right now, smokes are the most useful tactical in this game. I'm not even kidding you. On any map, they are the most useful thing. You can throw a smoke anywhere and just block campers and then be able to run to a certain position. And especially if you're with a team and you need to take clear of an objective, throw a smoke not on the objective but in the doorway in front of the objective or just somewhere around the objective where enemies can't see you and they actually have to get to a different angle to kill you. Watch, I'm going to throw this smoke right here and now enemies can't kill me from over there. Look at that, they can't kill me really from there, and now the only way they can really get me is from up here, which of course they can expect it, but you can also go through the smoke and sneak up on enemies. Smokes, I'm telling you, are more useful than flash grenades and stuns because of how most of these maps are kind of wide open and kind of, willy-nilly. Flashes and fucking stuns become some of the most useless shit depending on the map. Now look, I threw a smoke there and people that would be on the bridge would be having a hard time to see me to snipe. I'm telling you, smokes are useful. Finally, I've never used smokes in any games until now. I mean, they are actually some of the best. Well, what's the main issue with this game and the maps? Well, let me tell you. I've come to the conclusion, and I think the main issue is the fucking community. Now, let me explain why, and I'm actually going to show a picture, too, to go along with this with proof on why it's the community. So, let's take a map like Favela. I don't have gameplay because I'm not downloading Modern Warfare 2 or 3 or whatever the fuck it's at. But Favela, it's a map with a bunch of windows and a bunch of houses. And I can't tell you how many times I've played on that map and I've died to claymores. Like, the absolute claymores. And there's so many open windows and shit for people to get killed. But why is Favela such a loved map and such an iconic map on a game that everybody loves, that had so many broken things, let me mind? But everybody loves that map, but everybody hates these maps for camping in windows. But on Favela, it's perfectly fine. What if I told you it's not perfectly fine? And people have complained in the past before on a game like Modern Warfare 2. Now look at this image. I don't know if you can guys see well, but I wish I could find the user's name, but I can't because I actually think they deleted it completely off of Reddit. I can't find it anywhere. So that's actually really funny, but let's get further into this, alright? So I'm going to read the title in a line. So the title is actually Modern Warfare 2 equals Camper Warfare 2. Let me see. After 2 years of waiting, I thought Infinite Warfare would have made Modern Warfare 2 into a great game. I was very much mistaken. All skill and tactical maneuver needed in COD 4 is completely gone. The game is almost completely based around fighting over the supply drops and camping corners, while the winner is determined by who gets the most kill streaks reward. The game has been dumbed down to the level of people who are terrible at the game. Now let me read some replies to this post. Every time I turn a corner, there's a camper somewhere in a building up high. It gets annoying. Also, the sniper seemed less powerful this year, and I keep getting hit markers. Yeah, it does seem worse for camping. I've had to slow down and gave the taste of their own medicine. If they didn't make the game so camper friendly, people wouldn't do it so much. Also, the snipers are just as powerful, blah blah blah. You can't kill what you can't see, though, and I hate looking up in buildings and someone comes around the corner and shoots you. That's why I like skipping Favela. Hopefully, when everyone knows that map, it will encourage them to run and gun, or maybe not because their all kill streaks are going. What I have just read is an excerpt from 9 years ago about people complaining about Modern Warfare 2 and how camping it is. Also, how they hate the map Favela. And hopefully, eventually, it becomes a run and gun map. What I find hilarious is about a year later after this game, people actually like Favela. It's an iconic map. And people are complaining. Now, and then people are like, well, people's rebuttal is going to be, well, you know, this game's maps just suck because of campers. That is people's argument. It's because of campers. That's why this year's maps suck. But as I just read, and Favela to a lot of people was a great map and iconic. Back in the day, it was hated. So many people hated it. But now it's an iconic map because, you know, back then there were so many campers. So what I'm trying to say is that people who are complaining are eventually going to like this game. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? But I just find it hilarious. Absolutely hilarious that these people were complaining back in the day at Modern Warfare 2, and now Modern Warfare 2 is the most ridiculously loved game. In my personal opinion, I think it's overrated because of how broken it used to be, but everybody loves that game. I just find that fucking hilarious. And one more thing on the campers thing, I just have to really say, why are people complaining that snipers are campers? That snipers are camping? It's almost like they forgot what a fucking sniper does. Because you'll be on ground war and then people are like, oh, why are there snipers camping in the back? Have you ever played Battlefield? I mean, my god, the amount of snipers on that game. You'd be pissed off if you played that. I mean, seriously, I find it hilarious. Like, people are complaining that snipers are actually snipers and not going out there quick scoping and no scoping like they're on fucking drugs, but they're actually playing like snipers. My god. And I won't lie, there are some broken things with this game. For example, the spawns. Their spawns are completely broken right now. And as I'm actually doing this, Charlie Intel tweeted out saying there's a leak, possibly it's a leak, that Infinity Ward is going to change it to make the mini-map back to normal, which a lot of people want. So they're actually listening. Now, for the people who are fucking sitting there and wanting remaster maps. Have we not learned? We asked for remaster maps and remaster guns in Black Ops 4, and we got that, and then everybody called it a recycled game. So what the fuck do you guys want? Do you guys want remaster maps? Do you want remaster guns? I mean, people are like sitting there like, remaster Terminal, remaster Rust, blah, 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 bring back Afghan. I mean, seriously. I mean, what do you guys want? Do you want a recycled game with non-original maps, or do you want a game that's actually completely original? Make up your fucking mind, because that's what Black Ops 4 was hated for. Now, should you buy this game or not if you're watching this video? Well, if you're a Battlefield fan, or I would say if you're a Battlefield fan or like tactical games or something like that, you would enjoy this game. If you're somebody who's only played since Black Ops 3 and clearly have nothing knowledge about the older games, you're gonna hate this fucking game. If you're a veteran who's only played Call of Duty for your entire life, then you'll probably fucking hate this game also. That's my conclusion. Anyways, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please slap a like. If this was useful to you or helpful, leave a like, sub, comment. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, guys, I'll see you boys next time. Good.